Coming up on the next episode of the Celsius Pod.
Iceland, bro. Iceland.
Remember that me and Beck are just the same person, but in different. But he wears blue and I wear actual decent clothing.
He has a emotion just called Owl House.
The killer's right behind me, isn't he?
Podcast number 62. Hello, everybody.
Guys, as you know, it is our 1 year anniversary. Because everyone knows there are 52 weeks in a year, and this is episode 52.
Whoa.
But you know what's really cool, Beck? You know what happened recently?
What?
SAG-AFTRA strike, baby.
It ended, baby. And, bro, every actor started posting, like, every single behind-the-scenes image recently, and it's hype.
Guys, can I talk about the SAG-AFTRA strike real quick?
Yeah,
You
no,
can.
because Aiden is a dumbass.
No, it's fine. It worked out. It's working out. So basically, for my English class, we're doing a paper on social media or AI. So I decided to do it on AI. It's a research paper, and because I already know a lot of stuff about the writer's strike, I don't actually have to do much research. So I decided to write it on writer's strike and AI, why it's bad. And I talk a lot about the strike, and then the strike ended. So I had to
As I
rewrite
know from
some of my
experience,
essay.
every time you start writing something about a strike, the strike ends.
Yeah.
So,
But I've fixed it. It was a lot of going back and changing the tenses of words.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
like
yeah?
And a
Wikipedia.
lot of have been to has been or had done.
Who are you, Wikipedia?
Yeah. I moved a lot of stuff about the strike that was in my conclusion into my introduction. So it's kind of changed the trajectory of my whole essay, but it's still working out. I only need like another paragraph I'm going to write about like voice actors because they don't have protection against AI yet.
Yeah.
But it's working
this
out
is
okay.
exciting. This is exciting. They're finally back on schedule. All the TV shows that have been halted, they're coming back, and they're coming back better than ever. The writer strike, the actors, everything is cool.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think they got a good deal. I haven't researched it that well as much as the writer strike, but
they haven't posted it yet.
they haven't posted their deal yet.
I think they posted maybe a couple of stuff. I saw some tweets,
Yeah,
but
but nothing specific. I'm waiting for the more specific stuff so I can put it in my essay.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's exciting. We're finally going to get all the TV shows back. And but I'm also excited like the possibility of union stuff, you know. We're seeing a lot of strikes now, and so I want more strikes. Directors.
I think the
voice actors,
animation
everything.
union is 2024, and that's definitely going to be a big one.
The Marvel's VFX
I mean,
strikers.
yeah, you just
Yeah,
You know?
VFX.
Well, the VFX they just made a union or
Yeah.
are trying to, right?
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
gonna like immediately go on strike.
Yeah,
if they
I
don't get
just saw a really
Frame one.
interesting video like earlier today talking about how like all of the big companies that are making these films are always like now going like these films use no CGI. It's all practical when almost every film just uses like a lot of VFX but just blended with real effects.
Yeah.
Real effects. And when you have like the directors doing stuff, they just cannot. They're not allowed to say that they use VFX. They have to say that it was all practical. But like you can see how hard it is for them to speak in interviews, and then also like how all of the VFX artists, like the VFX artists, are all in the credits, but they can't talk about it and they don't like get credit for it because everybody's like, oh, it was all practical effects because that's what the studio are trying to get it to believe. So that's definitely one of the reasons why I think. That's also one of the reasons I definitely think the VFX guild, whatever VFX people would strike because they aren't getting credit.
And
Yeah,
also
that's
a similar-
for
a similar
also
thing happens
because
to
they get like they have like 24-hour work days.
Yeah. A similar thing happened also with the like actors that what's it called stunt actors, the
Stunt
actors that
doubles,
do that. Stunt doubles, that a lot of times like studios
They
would
don't
be
get
like,
credit,
oh,
yeah.
this person did all of their own stunts, when a lot of the times, like a lot of the scenes, they didn't do all their stunts.
The only
Yeah,
two
I
that I can
think-
think of that actually do it are like Tom Cruise and like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but Tom
Yeah.
Cruise still has a stunt double, though. That's also the thing.
Yeah. I think also
why would you
the
like
motion.
why would you like want a stunt double? Because I feel like it'd be fun to do all the cool like actual action
Some
stuff.
people just can't do.
Hey, I
the
actually have a
acting
thing about that.
stuff.
Daniel Radcliffe's stunt double on the last Harry Potter movie, he got paralyzed doing one of Harry's stunts, and they made a documentary about him called "The Boy Who Lived" recently. I think, and Harry's
did that come out? Because I heard it was announced.
I think it's gonna come. Yeah, it was announced or something, but that was just a little segue. But I think also motion capture people were part of like the strike of the SAG-AFTRA. I think that was announced. That was like happened sometime back, or yes. But I think also it might have been like rising tensions between the AMPTP and SAG-AFTRA that might have led to this kind of earlier conclusion. But I don't really know. There's not that much information.
Yeah,
but it is exciting that it is over and we're finally going to get back some of our movies and
also-
TV shows.
I liked the part right before they struck their deal, like 2 days before they struck their deal. The studios were like, okay, we hear your demands. We're going to give them to you. But let us use dead actors.
wait, what?
That's
That's what they
really
said.
Let us
funny.
use AI dead
That's
actors.
really funny.
I think we should. I think that's a trade. Let's shake on it. Let's shake on. Can we shake on? Please let us use.
That's
dead
a lot worse.
Please.
I think that's completely reasonable. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
Well, you're
can't
telling me
believe they-
that you're telling me that you care about like the wishes of dead actors to like stay dead. But what
Yeah.
about the money?
I can't believe that was something they tried to do.
Yeah,
Like right before
Think
the
about
end.
it.
they're like,
They're
okay.
immortalizing the actor.
Yeah, like in The Flash when they used the dead actor who took his life because he didn't want to be Superman, and they put him as Superman in the movie.
yeah.
Yeah, what about
That's in my essay.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a
what
good thing to
about-
say in your essay.
I used the Flash twice. I also used it for Nicolas Cage's response on it because he didn't actually film what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said we filmed other shit.
Yeah, I have that quoted in my essay, like him saying that's not what he filmed.
All
Well,
right.
speaking of filming, I was a bit late to today's recording because I was in a student film as an extra. So
Wow.
Do you have any speaking
essentially-
lines or no?
I actually kind of do. I'm a little bit more than an extra. I think you can consider me maybe random person number one even at
Oh, wow.
party.
So
know,
are
so-
are you gonna send us the video, the movie when it's done?
Yeah, you'll see my great scene. But I'm also filming it tomorrow
So
too.
it's like me being background
Oh,
character
okay.
number 3254 in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
bro.
Def-
I think
Okay.
that's a bigger role than
But,
whatever you're
yeah.
playing.
So let me tell you. So at my school, there's like it's a film school. So
Wait, Uri, are you not under NDA about this?
yeah, no, a student film. Wow, I'm part of SAG-AFTRA actually.
Oh, okay.
My rates are pretty good now that the deal is. That's why I was
Oh.
able to act today because the deal literally ended yesterday.
Oh
So
yeah.
I
Like
was,
how-
we got
like how-
straight to acting essentially.
Like how Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston both like did like the Tonight Show immediately like that day.
Bro, yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're like panicking for like the Marvels because it's like flopping. They like
Dude,
need
it was
press tour.
yeah.
Is
It was so
flopping?
funny when the
Yeah.
actors were at Comic-Con and they were not allowed to talk about the movie. So Chris Evans was like talking about, like, my dog is like so cool.
For what purpose?
But so they sent out like call things like, "Do you want to be part of this student film?" And so it's like you can send out people to be part of the film. And I emailed like the guy who in charge of this film. I was like, "Can I be in your film as an extra?" And I was like, "Okay."
Did you have to
And I was
audition?
like, "No, it was an extra."
Okay, but you
But,
still have to audition as an extra, you know?
Yeah,
Like-
Uri, let's see your rhubarb. Let's see your background extra talking boy, like talking.
So this is what I say. Some guy says, we made it up kind of on the spot. He said, so what country do you think the hottest girls are from? And I say, Iceland, bro. Iceland.
I can't imagine that your
I s-
scene is
you-
acted well. There's no way.
And then-
I mean, it
no,
works.
no, no.
He listens to Andrew Tate. Obviously, he would know.
Of course.
And then a dead body falls in front of me off the banister. And I was like, and I'm like,
Well, that
Did you
just
do a Beck
happened.
lion scream? You go like,
No, he does
the
not.
owl
Well,
house.
no,
This
he
is like the
goes-
moment in the owl house where the owl house.
He goes, well, that just happened.
place.
Well,
He's right
that
behind
does
me, isn't
happen.
it?
The killer's right behind me, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, but it was pretty fun. But I was
What do you mean
I was there for.
essentially?
I was there for way too long. It was like I started at 5. I didn't have anything to do until like 10:20. So I was
Yeah.
just hanging around talking to the other crew members, and that was pretty cool. But
Wow, the life of an actor.
yeah, the life of it. So I might be in
Wait,
other
Uri,
films.
did they have like actual cameras and lights and stuff?
Yeah, they had legit stuff, and
Wow.
they did take thing with the board,
Insane.
and yeah, and so
Okay,
the
but
director.
like, is the
The-
twist
one of
that
the-
like you killed the guy because he didn't like Icelandic women?
Yeah.
No,
No, he killed the
Oh.
guy because he wasn't subscribed to Andrew
Did
Tate
they-
Grindset.
Uri,
Uri, is that your actual opinion? Because you said
What?
you came up with it on the spot.
I just said a random country,
Oh, okay.
but maybe
Okay.
I don't know. Are you against
Sure,
He
Iceland
definitely said
people?
Nordic. He,
Well,
he
the
was
thing
definitely
is-
like hot women, Nordic.
Nordic women
And the
are
first
hot.
country that came up was Iceland.
Wow.
okay, but Uri, did like in the scene some detective show up and be like, "I must solve the crime"?
I've solved
No,
the crime.
No, it's equally, but the movie is equally kind of as stupid as that. There's like a killer.
Wow.
Every
What
time
do you
the
mean?
Oh,
Wow.
Bro,
Wow.
knife to my heart. Eternal Judgment
Yeah,
is
what are you
peak
talking
cinema.
about?
Wait,
It's
we
kind of
didn't it get into game show tier, or what tier did it get into?
yeah, it was.
We
It
didn't
was
wasn't
pick
even
Eternal
on-
Judgment. That's a
Oh,
big
it wasn't
Lions
even in the
film.
ranking. It wasn't
But,
even in the ranking.
Oh,
But,
yeah,
um,
is
no. Essentially, the
I
movie.
have it on like one of these things.
it?
Essentially,
So I
essentially the
just pull
movie
it
is
out,
like.
solve the crimes.
Essentially, the movie is like there's a killer, and every time he tries to kill somebody, they accidentally kill themselves, and so the movie's called Oops. It's called Oops. It's called Oops.
I did a kill on that.
Oopsie. It's called Oops. Yeah, and like it was really funny when the director was all like, I hope your acting prowess shows. And then the actor says, I hope your directing prowess shows tomorrow. And the director got really pissed at him for saying that. It's like, I didn't do this shit as a director today.
That's crazy.
That's actually so funny. Somebody's
And
getting their
but that
ego
was
stroked.
fun. Beck, do you have an Infocus story for me?
You know,
probably
Alice, they're
do.
stroking.
You know, I think you really want to hear too many Infocus stories. It's kind of weird. Like you just
Yeah.
keep asking for them. I don't get it, but I do actually.
I
have
know
Okay, we can
one. I know one.
We can move on if you
Infocus
want
story.
to. I don't need to hear this. We can move
No,
on.
you
So
asked.
guys,
I mean,
I
you don't need to
have
be
one-
humble about it. I
Can
mean,
I say one in focus story?
Love to hear it.
Because you can say your side of it. I can say the student side.
yeah,
of
no,
it.
say the student side, and I'll give the behind the
So
scenes side.
here's the student side of it. I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
I was on every morning on the way to school. I check YouTube and I always see, oh look, Infocus news uploaded today, and then I'm like, should I watch it? No, we're just gonna watch it in class. What's the point of watching it? And I clicked on it and I watched like the first 10 seconds. I'm like, oh yeah, it's just a normal episode. Closed it. Got to school. Teacher went to the website and was like, hey, it wasn't updated. I was like, oh yeah, I saw that it was on their YouTube channel. You should go to the YouTube channel, watch it. She then does that and plays it, and then after about the first like a minute, we start to realize that this is an unedited video. They're just talking to each other, and it's
Like,
like
it's silent. They're saying roll
Like-
back to the teleprompter, go back from there. They're
yeah.
like,
And I knew something was off after they just did not have an intro at all.
you know,
There
no,
was no
that's the main
intro.
thing with me was like I was sick last Thursday, so I have not seen my intro on an Infocus screen yet. So I'm like, okay, I can't wait to finally see it in class. They just don't have it, so I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm about to like go text the guy, like, why isn't my intro on this? And then
oh, sorry, we didn't upload.
No, and then I
Infocus
go ahead to like
correctly.
the end to see if they like have the outro. They don't have the outro. They're removing their mics. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I text them. They're like, code red.
Code red.
Wait, okay,
No.
That's
okay, yeah, is
hilarious.
that your
No,
side,
but then, like,
Nicola?
But then, like, yeah, a little bit through, my teacher was like, I thought you said you watched us. I was like, and then no, because they're like kind of like adjusting themselves and like talking to each other. And she was like, I thought, did you say you watched this? I said, yeah, like the first 10 seconds.
And then everyone was
And
like,
then,
"No,
yeah. And then on Thursday, the teleprompters, whatever, the people, they were very active, I must say, these two people.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
was
they were
really.
And they're like, you guys saw a secret. You guys saw a secret behind the scenes episode, guys. Definitely
Way too
not an error.
active.
Definitely not an error on our part.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let me give you the actual Infocus member side of this. So
Mhm.
I also have notifications turned on for Infocus, but I'm like, I'll just watch it in class. So
Oh yeah.
we go and do Infocus, and then our teacher's like, because she knows I'm on Infocus, because like of my packages, she like,
Mhm.
when I was walking, she's like, hey, I can't find Infocus on the website. I'm like, oh no, I got notifications. It's on the YouTube channel. And then she finds it, she puts it on, and I'm like, my intro's not on this, sad. So I'm about to like start DMing the guy. It
Yeah.
goes on. Once they like mess something up and go to silent, everyone starts laughing. I'm like, oh, we uploaded the raw footage. So
Yeah, I know.
and then,
That's
and then
another
the
thing.
teacher,
Somebody said
the
they
teacher like
uploaded the wrong
looks at me and
version.
is like, guys, I think you messed up.
Uri, can I ask you why you put your entire finger into your soda?
That's a good question.
It's
He's practicing for tonight.
All right.
I'm practicing for tonight for my prostate exam actually.
Okay.
You're giving it to yourself?
Now,
I
am
do my
going
own
to-
prostate exams. Okay, but Beck, you know what's really funny? I remember like that happened like in 11th grade there was like in Focus, and there was a similar situation that happened, but in this case there was like it was just like a blank like desk, like there was like the whole green screen, but there was
Yeah.
nobody at the desk, and it was all
How
like
do you do that?
it was like an error, and then they were like, and then they cut it immediately, and then like the next time they said that sorry for that error in Focus last time.
Okay,
And so that's
but
a lot-
let me
that's the only
walk
other
you
time I
through
remember
the
that.
Infocus Slack channel as this was happening. 8:59 before school actually
We're getting the
starts.
DMs.
I text, I think you uploaded the wrong version, no intro or graphics, and it keeps them moving till the end. Another guy, oh no, at 9 o'clock. Oh no, yep, code red. Someone in my
Code
class,
red.
uh-oh, everyone is liking it. Same here. Someone else chimes in, I think the website's not updated with the show today. Another guy, best show ever, 902. Uh-oh, behind the scenes edition. At least nothing bad happened. We need a new role, pre-class show reviewer.
God,
Agreed.
Beck, if Nicola was there, he would have said a slur, and that would have gone to the whole school.
No, okay, wait, let me continue. Oh no, no news report. I thought we weren't airing that package, because also the package didn't air, and then the person in my class like made a package, and they were like, they I don't think they planned on airing it, but then they say we're gonna air this package, and the package wasn't shown. Oops, do we take it down? Oh my god, this is not
do you
good.
mean,
We're
do
already
we take
watching
it
it. There's
down?
nothing we can do.
It's
Because
so
it's
funny
raw
as well.
footage.
Because,
Oh my god.
after they had started the video, I refreshed my YouTube feed and I saw that the video was gone.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
no,
we got
people were
it
already
just
playing
in
it.
time.
Yeah.
We got
Oh
it
my
just
god,
in time.
everyone is loving it. I think Anish edited it but uploaded the raw footage. Send a vid, I don't believe you. No, seriously, the whole class is laughing. The end, will someone name it behind the scenes edition?
How do you do that? Does no one review what
Okay,
you watch?
no.
Apparently
I
not.
have the
What do you mean?
backstory. So Henry Lines
Yep.
is the one who normally uploads it. He was unable to upload it, so he texted another guy to upload it.
Uh-huh.
So that guy was like, okay, I'll upload it. But the guy so the main guy edits it. He sends the raw footage. So he has the other one. He makes a mistake by sending the raw footage. And you don't have the main guy who normally uploads it. You have a second guy. So the second guy uploads it and doesn't even check it. So
I see.
it's kind of a fail of two parts.
So
I
is
see, I see.
Infocus gonna rectify this by changing the way this information is fucking sended? They gotta fix this
No,
issue.
I think we're just gonna have someone check it. We'll check it extra carefully.
Just let
But
them know.
why-
I can do it before school every day.
I think one of the anchors does
send me the
swear,
footage.
like in like the uncut segment, so that wasn't good.
Why?
Wait,
We're allowed to swear. We're in high school.
Okay, yeah, but like it's bad for like
It's just a
Yeah,
word.
like,
Dude, Brian
there's
Klein's
no
gonna
rule.
piss
There's
his
no laws
pants.
against the N
you're
word.
like you just like
okay, hold on.
it's like
According to
they
the-
literally have like the raw
according to the
footage,
Constitution, which you love so much.
and then like in the end, it's you literally just keep them removing their mics for the last 30 seconds.
I know.
Wow.
Wow.
According to the
Incredible.
Constitution that you love so much, Batman.
Anyway, it's 55 degrees.
Oh yeah, we
Okay.
forgot to say that. That's
Oh
our
yeah,
bad.
degrees.
What about you, Uri? What about you, Uri?
Let's see what's Ithacan degree.
For me, it is currently 39 degrees Fahrenheit in Belgrade.
You are not in Belgrade.
Yeah, but I get constant updates apparently. I don't know why.
41.
41.
Like 69. But I guess that's Beck's Infocus story, unless
That
he
is
has
my
more.
weekly in focus story.
So
Wow.
I want to talk about something. You know, it's a TV show.
Uh-huh.
It has a god of mischief in it, maybe.
Yo,
Yo, me and Beck have
Beck.
watched this.
I am
and-
so excited to give my recap for this.
Guys,
know.
I'm gonna say something. This episode was really fucking good, and I think
Yeah.
if they don't bring the character of Loki ever in the MCU, I'm fine with that. I think.
They said
see
they
any
don't
way
plan
they
on
possibly
doing it.
Yeah, they say they don't
Li-
plan on making season 3, but they do think there's a priority of maybe bringing him in another project with like Thor or something.
I don't
Maybe
know how they would possibly do that, though.
You know, this.
Okay, well, let's first get into the recap of the episode.
Aiden,
Yeah.
you can do the recap as
No,
the
no,
resident
no,
Beck
Loki.
is doing the recap.
No,
Beck is doing the recap. I'll do the recap.
No,
I'll
because
do the
no,
recap.
no, no.
I'll do the
I'm trying to
recap.
join in.
Okay, I'll do the recap.
because I didn't watch Invincible, so I'm recapping this.
Okay, fine. Then I'll
Fine,
I'll
I'll
recap
recap
Invincible.
Invincible.
I'll recap Invincible.
So
No, I'm
basically-
recapping Invincible.
No, I'm recapping
I'm
Invincible.
arguing about recapping Invincible. Let's listen to Loki.
So here's what happens in Loki. So last time Loki figured out how to use his time slipping. So he time slips back to right before the loom explodes, and he's like, "Obi, what can we do to stop the loom from exploding?" And then Obi tells him what to do, and then he tries to do it, but then he needs more time, so he keeps going back in time, and then he's like, "Obi, why isn't it working?" And Obi's like, "You need to learn engineering," and he's like, "How is that going to take?" He's like, "Centuries," and then he time skips for centuries learning engineering until it finally works.
He's just like me for real.
And then it doesn't work, and the loom's gonna explode anyways. It doesn't matter. So then he goes back even further to right before Sylvie kills
He who remains.
He Who Remains. So then he relives the fight against Sylvie a bunch of times.
He keeps saying, "Please," she's trying to stop her, and she keeps saying, "If you're gonna stop me, you got to kill
don't
me."
kill him, babe, don't.
Babe, please
Yeah,
don't.
kill
Please
me.
don't.
No, she's like, "If you're gonna stop me, you have to kill me." But he keeps trying not to. He doesn't want to kill her. But then he gets into a he remains. He pauses Sylvie with his temp pad.
Yeah. And then he's
Ooh.
like, "How many times have we had this conversation?" And he's like, "Couple times." Or he's like, "No, never. Well, we've never had this conversation." And then he talks to him for a little bit. And then Loki, he can pause time. And he's like, "What makes you think this is the first time we had this conversation, huh? You dumb idiot.
You really believe me? You really
And so-
believe you fucking moron?
I'm the god of mischief. I mischiefed you."
And so,
Gee, he mischiefs all
and so
over the place. And then
essentially-
he called Morbius,
so-
and he jumped out of a portal and started morbing all over the place.
So essentially, He Remains, though, is basically saying, "You really think I'd let Sylvie kill me? It was all planned that Loki's going to do these time skips and save him eventually." And
Yeah.
but then it's also revealed that Temporal Loom is also basically kind of a failsafe, and he kind of makes
Right,
Loki
that's the
kind
thing I
of.
forgot to mention to Beck, right?
Yeah,
The,
the temporal loom, when it explodes, all it does is just keep the sacred timeline okay.
Yeah.
And it prunes all the other branches. Just the sacred timeline is the one that remains.
Yeah.
Oh, so like, that's
It
smart.
just restarts the loop. It just restarts the loop every single
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And so then he's all like, "You either break, like, break the loom, and let like a multiversal war come out, or kill Sylvie and let us save what we can among the timeline." That's his proposition to Loki.
And then
And
Loki
then-
says, "No, I'm gonna do it my way."
Nah,
Nah,
I'm gonna do my own thing.
And then he
Nah,
goes to
I'm gonna do my own thing.
and then he goes to Mobius,
Nah,
like one of their
I'm
first.
gonna do my own thing. No, he goes
He
to
goes to-
Morbius.
He goes to
Mobius.
Mobius like
He goes
the
to
one he's-
Morbius.
What, like in the episode 1 when Mobius is like
episode 1,
interviewing
season
him,
1,
like,
Morbius.
right before he's showing him like his life,
Like
that
from the
was supposed
Morbius
to happen.
movie, Morbius.
Yeah.
And
then
Mobius is like, hey, or he's like, Loki's like, hey, Mobius, what would you do if you have to kill someone that you like? And then Mobius says something, and he's like, thanks, Mobius. He shakes his hand.
No,
and
he
melts
says,
into
how do
He
you
says-
choose whether someone lives or dies? And then he tells a story about the time he let someone live, but then Renslayer
Yeah,
did
it's all
not
like
let that one live.
there was a variant who kills a bunch of people, and it turns out it was a boy, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't kill a boy." But then Renslayer's all like, "I'm gonna kill that
Around the
boy."
Black Sea, you know where what is typically around the Black Sea? Latveria. You know who lives in Latveria? Termed.
Okay, but
And-
did you guys notice that this episode shares the same name as the first episode of the show?
Exactly.
Does
What?
it really?
It has the
Yeah.
exact
Doesn't-
same name as the first
Season
episode
1,
of the show.
episode 1, Glorious Purpose.
Oh, that's
Season-
cool.
Season 2, episode 6.
Clearly, you guys haven't watched
Glorious
the new.
Purpose.
Clearly, you guys have not watched the new Rockstar's Breakdown.
I guess
I've
not.
at least watched the episode.
Okay, I've
Yeah.
also watched it through the new Rockstar's
And
Breakdown.
I watched it through Nicola recapping the recap.
So true. But
Yeah,
so he talks
so
to
awesome.
Mobius, and then he talks to
That
Sylvie.
kind
He's
of
like,
a-
hey, huh?
Yeah, that kind of allows him permission after Mobius to kill Sylvie, and he's gonna kill
Yes.
Sylvie, but then he's
And he
like,
goes to Sylvie. He's like, hey, Sylvie, I'm gonna kill you, and she's like, the hell you ain't. And he's like, so true. So then he, instead of Victor Timely going out and walking out and doing the thing, Loki does it. But
yeah,
instead,
because
of, like,
Sylvie's
putting
all
the-
like, Sylvie when they're talking to him when he wants her blessing to kill her, she's all like, come on, Loki, think about it. Come on, like. We don't need like this free will. We need free will because like let's die trying instead of having this like living under like authority and like being dictated our lives. And then that reminds Loki, yeah, I know what I gotta do. I know what kind of god I want to be. And so
And then
then
he walks out, and then his clothes start melting away to become like the Loki outfit with like the green robe and the horn. And then he goes, "Ah," and then breaks the loom, and he starts grabbing all the branches, and they attach to his cape and stuff. And then he sits down in a throne, and he's controlling all the branches now, and it becomes a tree.
It becomes Yggdrasil, the world
yeah,
tree.
and so then
Still,
he's technically now dubbed not by people in the universe, but he's probably being
By
known as
Marvel.
the god of stories.
He's dubbed by
Mhm.
Marvel from Marvel Comics.
And so essentially, but then it turns out like the TVA is now kind of like a new TVA. It's like Mobius decides he wants to go see what his life is like on the timeline, and he has this really nice moment with Sylvie where he says, "You know what? I'm just gonna let time pass by," as he watches his kids, and I thought that was like a really good end. And then Loki, looking over as like the god of time, like as a new king, he kind of like tearfully smiles at watching Mobius among the timeline, I think, and I think it's a really nice end to the character of Loki. Like, finally, this guy who's been so lost, and he finally got a throne that he wants, but he can't share it
Glorious
with any.
purpose.
Yeah.
He
As
can't
more-
share it with anybody. His throne, but he's finally done some good, and I feel like because our Loki in like the main 119, he's dead, but this alternate Loki, the one in the show, I feel like he's finally found some semblance of the throne that he's always wanted.
The
And I feel
burden
like
of glorious purpose is typically
he's
more
found it.
burden than glorious.
and he's
I think
finally
that's what
found that
Morbius. I think that's what Morbius said to him when he went to say hi to him.
Yeah, and he finally found this purpose, and I thought it was like a really fitting end to his character as kind of like this all-seeing kind of new king, but it's like a better king. And he's kind of like the controlling the timelines, and
it's
yeah,
an interesting thing to do with him, because for like the first first 3 movies that he's in, being like Thor 1, Avengers, and Thor 2, he's pretty much just the antagonist
yeah,
with like really no remorsefulness behind it. Like he fakes his own death like 4 times. And then the third
Yeah.
movie rolls around, and then he like has his little arc in the movie to become a good guy. And then it's like, wow, this new Loki's really cool. And then he dies, and you're like, wait, we loved Loki. And then he has this whole story. And then I mentioned this last week, but like, it's still interesting to think that these are 2 different characters. Like the one in the series Loki and the one in like the movies.
yeah, and I mean, it goes to like multiversal kind of storytelling. Like, I feel like this is kind of like what multiversal storytelling can really be. I think that's its greatest benefit. Like, we can have these different characters. I think it's kind of like similar to the Kang thing, where Kang is in the universe of movies, also in the show. But I feel it's like on the worst level. I think Kang.
Did you see the little part in the ending where they're like get the code? Like, this is the person we need to go after. And it's a reference to Quantumania. It says, in a sub part, in a sub realm of 616. That's the quantum realm.
Adjacent.
That's the quantum realm. Yeah. And then was dealt with because they fucking zapped him. They made him tiny.
I mean, the Kang stuff is always interesting, but now that Jonathan Majors is kind of like out of the MCU and they're going to do the Doctor Doom stuff, it's like now it's making. That's what they're planning to do.
So is he like completely taken out in the finale? There's no way we can get
no, really. They kind of let Victor Timely live on the timeline and don't interfere with this TVA. So he's going to just become Victor Timely making candles and shit.
No, because they don't give him the book.
Yeah, they don't give him the book.
And there's also a new book. There's the second edition.
Yeah.
And this time he's actually credited. Obi's actually credited.
And so I'm going to say, overall, guys, what do you think of because the guy said there's probably not going to be
episode ever.
No, because the guy said there's not.
That was the greatest season finale of all time.
The guy said there is not going to be a season 3.
Finale in television history.
He's the goat. The goat. But
the goat of mischief.
So
goat of mischief.
He said there's not going to be a season. He said there's not going to be a season 3, and he says these are two halves of the story. And I think this has probably been the best thing the MCU has done, maybe since Endgame.
Endgame, definitely. There's no way it's not.
And I think it's better than
Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe Spider-Man.
Most of the Spider-Man movies have been good.
Yeah,
I really like the one with the guy that says fire all of the drones now.
Beck, you also you like Far From Home and you watch John Oliver
because Mysterio's fucking great.
You guys are really hooked on that one show.
You're not 50, Beck. But overall, guys, what do you think of the story of Loki and this entire show?
It feels a bit really disjointed. Like I'm missing scenes when I hear about it. It's really weird.
Yeah, it sounds like you should watch the show.
Maybe if you buy Disney Plus.
Like, do you not have Disney Plus anymore?
I do.
Or you still do?
Nicholas is salty about not having Disney Plus.
Yes, I am, because I want to watch this stuff, for real.
Maybe just convince your parents to get it again.
No, we cannot get it again. That's the whole point. The whole point is to split it, because we cannot get it by ourselves.
All right.
Yeah, the whole point is he wants me to pay for it, and then they all pay me back.
Look, the whole point is that we can't spend $140 per year.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Lower the price.
Exactly, that's why we need to split it. It's affordable for all of us.
Bro, if I could just pay $1 a year, that'd be hype.
Yeah.
You can spend $4 a year and then just have monthly. If we do it monthly, it would be $4 a month though.
Okay, that's not $4 a year.
That's also way better. I would much rather do that than spend $44.
Yeah, we just do it monthly sometimes.
And so then I think this show pretty worked. I think I was unsure about this season. I think 3 was a good episode. 4 and 5 were good for me, but I didn't love them.
I don't really understand the story of this season. I just know some of the details, but I think something about the story doesn't add up for me. It's like I'm missing scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why. But guys, are you and Nicola just the same fucking person?
Bro, you say that about me and Aiden, you're doing about me and Nicola.
Okay, we're both Serbian. We're both male. We're both racist.
No, that's
no. Cut that.
We're both sexist.
Also,
we actually both have said the N-word multiple times.
No,
yeah, they say it in front of black people. I'm like, that's distasteful.
Only Beck though. Only Beck has said homophobic slurs.
Yeah, Beck created a test about it's
from the episode.
It's the Bechdel test, You've ever heard of that?
The Bechdel test? No way.
But my colleagues are going to watch this.
Have you heard of the Bechdel test? It's a test that determines if you have 2 or more characters in a film called Beck, and if they talk about something other than the Owl House. That's the Bechdel test.
I knew that was the joke, but it's still a really good joke. Do you
Well,
guys want to know
gonna
how
Google me and they're gonna find this clip.
You guys want to know how I remembered that there was a Loki episode on Thursday? Because I totally forgot that there was a Loki episode on Thursday.
Because you follow me on Twitter.
No, it's because I went to the bathroom and as I was washing my hands, I was really tired and just started saying actor names into the mirror. I was like looking into the mirror. I was like, John Cena,
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah, literally, I said Jonathan Majors, and I was like, oh, Loki. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then I went to watch Loki.
But I really enjoyed Loki as kind of like this self kind of contained thing within the multiverse. It's part of the multiversal saga, but it's not like a core thing of the multiverse. And I think that's what has kind of hindered and helped the MCU. That's like, they can do different kind of multiversal stuff, but it's also not connected, and so it's different ways. I think something like Quantumania didn't work, but Loki worked, and I think this might be. I'm going to say it might be the peak of the MCU for a while.
Yeah.
What do you mean? The Marvels is the best movie made by Marvel since Marvel.
Guys, I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen the fucking post-credit scene with the fucking guy from X-Men.
I have not
Kelsey
seen the
Grammer.
scene.
Oh yeah, the Beast is in the
Beast Boy.
Not Beast Boy. That's
Guys, I felt nothing.
Are we doing a Celsius watch party of the Marvels?
Wait, why is Beast
We
there?
should. Honestly.
I have no fucking clue why he's there, but I felt absolutely nothing.
Podcast watch party of the Marvels.
Guys. Harry
Minus
Styles
Uri,
is in the post-credit scene of the Eternals.
Yeah.
Do you feel anything because of that? Every fucking
he's
Marvel
an emptiness of a feeling.
He's Thanos' brother.
What the fuck is Eternals?
He's not purple though, so.
No, he's not
purple guy.
Yeah, guys, I can see the family fucking resemblance.
We should do a minus Uri watch party of the Marvels because it's the best Marvel movie. But the Marvels is the best Marvel movie since Marvel.
Well, I heard it's worse than Quantumania.
Well, I have not heard anything about it. I've only seen cats.
I've seen that nobody's watched it.
Exactly.
Okay,
it's like making less money than The Flash, which is crazy.
The Flash made hella money for no reason.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, because everybody's like, this guy
assaulted. Did it?
This person assaulted a woman. Let's watch it.
No, it didn't. I heard it got bad box office. The Flash.
I thought it did. Okay.
Box office.
I know. Barbie made $270
million. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. Think about the budget. $270 million was how much it made.
What was the budget?
The budget. $1 million. The budget was $300 million.
Oh.
Or 220. Either way, it's like 100% lost money. That's not including marketing.
While we're on the
Barbie made over that money, so it's good. Barbie made the money.
Yeah, combined they have made $1 million.
While we're talking about Warner Brothers losing money, can we talk about this thing that I want to talk about?
Coyote versus Acme.
Yeah, Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. You pronounced none of those words right, Beck. I don't know.
What do you mean? Along with being racist, he also does not know how to speak English.
He doesn't know how to say Wile E. Coyote and
Acme.
Yeah. So it was I don't know the plot of what the movie was, but it was like a live action animated movie directed by James Gunn.
And John Cena's in it.
With John Cena, and it was about Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner in the real world doing things like Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Like Tom and Jerry, right?
More like Looney Tunes Back in Action.
No, but that one Tom and Jerry movie, remember?
Yes, but like more like
the
Looney Tunes Back in Action.
In that style, right? Where it's like live action people, but like the characters are animated.
Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit
movie. Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which I'm going to talk about later.
My God. You watched it again,
Jojo Rabbit.
But the movie was there was a year filming behind it. The score was done. The score was edited into the film. The film was mostly edited, and they wrote it off for $30 million, even though there were people want.
Someone needs to leak this film. Someone needs to leak all the films that have been canceled at that stage.
We want to do a watch party of leaked Batgirl.
I would, bro. I actually do want to see it. Like why they decided to kill it.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm really wondering why they canceled it if James Gunn, because he's like the fucking president of DC.
There's no reason they should have killed it. They've been like saying like, how are we going to reach our demographic of children? Oh, I have a good idea. don't kill the movies with the characters that are made for the demographic of children. Don't kill the movie.
Don't kill
Put
the
it out
movie.
there. They're
Guys,
gonna make
no,
their
but
money
Beck,
back.
Beck,
They're
Beck.
gonna make way more than $30
Right.
million
But
dollars if they release that
Aiden, I'm
movie.
sorry, Aiden, but you're forgetting something really important about canceling this movie. David Zaslav needed a new yacht, so
He needs
now.
the yacht with the helicopter landing pad also.
yeah,
The one
no,
from
you're
GTA.
forgetting about that. You're forgetting about that,
Yeah.
Aiden. He needed a new yacht.
There was there's like footage leaked of like just like someone filming some of the sets while they were filming it. It looked so good.
Yeah.
Really?
Like the behind the scenes footage looked amazing. The movie would have been so good. The the testing screenings, it was like in the 90s of like movie good.
Wow.
Like it was gonna be a good movie. It was gonna sell, and then they just killed it.
I mean, I
Wah,
probably
wah.
wouldn't have watched it.
Yes,
be
you would. I
honest.
would have taken Beck.
I
I would
would
have
have
taken you to
watched
the
it.
theater with me.
I would have watched on Max.
And you wouldn't
probably.
have taken me?
Oh, I would have taken you as well.
Nick,
I would have
if you'd
taken all of
wanted
us.
to.
No, but it sounds like it
You
would
know
have
what we
probably
should
been
watch
good for.
though? The Marvel. It's the best movie made by
I'm
Marvel
gonna
since
mute
Marvel.
Nicola.
But it's the best movie made by Marvel since Marvel.
I don't know if that's right.
Since
Okay.
guys, it's the best movie since 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow,
Yeah, since FNAF.
it's FNAF.
But FNAF was
Alright.
good.
So,
Yeah.
are we getting
But-
into what we're watching?
Let's do Invincible as like a group thing.
Oh, that's
Alright,
like the
okay.
only thing I've been watching. Yeah, that's
Invincible.
All right, I'm
genuinely
gonna go
the
on my phone.
only thing I
I
have watched is Invincible.
Aiden, are you legit gonna watch Invincible?
Okay, do you want to know what my problem is?
What?
I don't have Amazon Prime. My
Oh
mom
my
has
God.
Amazon Prime.
He keeps,
I went
he
up to my
keeps
mom
talking
and
about this.
I'm like, hey, mother, can I
Oh,
use your
wow.
Amazon Prime account
Here's
so
an
I can
idea.
watch Invincible? And she says, can I use your YouTube account?
Okay.
Wow,
No.
maybe you should get like
you do
Disney
not know
Plus.
how precious a YouTube account is. You would have to. You could not waterboard my YouTube password out of me.
So
And
true.
my
Literally
favorite.
so true. Like she would.
I really like the
she'd,
title of
watch
this Invincible
volleyball stuff,
episode.
and it would just mess up my entire YouTube
Well,
homepage.
why don't you give her
It'd
like
be
an alternate? Why don't you just lie to her and to give her like an alternate YouTube
Yeah, you
account?
can
That's
just
like
make
the
one for
podcast.
free with a Gmail account.
Like I'm logged into YouTube on our TV because I watch YouTube on the TV sometimes when no one's home. And like I would just be like, hey, just go to the guest account. When you open YouTube, it says me guest. Just click on the guest one. But there's no difference.
Yeah.
The only difference is that my name isn't attached to it, and that there aren't just a bunch of video game videos like in the recommended.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So that's why I haven't watched Invincible, and also I've
Oh
been.
yeah, we
pretty
were
busy
talking about
writing
Invincible. I
an
completely forgot.
Yeah, I really
Okay.
like the name of this episode. It's kind of funny.
it is
I'm
I
gonna
good.
go
saw
on
it.
my-
I had to do a
I'm
double
gonna
take
go on
when I
my
saw it.
phone. Just like tell me when you guys are done, so that way.
To be
I can-
honest, this episode was
talk about
kind of
it.
mid in my opinion.
You know, I'm gonna be
Yeah, it
honest.
wasn't the
I'm gonna
best.
say something that's really kind of controversial. If Omni-Man is not Invincible, I don't care as much about the show. You know, I'm
I
gonna be
know. I
honest
think the
with that.
other guy could be really interesting if he was in it more. The portal
And
guy.
that's, they have to build him up. That's the whole point of the post-credits scene. Have you even read the comics?
He has not.
I did not read the fucking comics.
Okay, you can't. That's not. He doesn't,
Okay,
he doesn't
I
need to
can
read
give
the
the
comics.
summary.
I should not be expected to read the comics.
The
Yeah,
name
you
of
should
the
read.
episode, but you don't have to read the comics. But like, it's building up. It's clearly building up to
It
it.
is building up to this big
You
thing.
can't expect it to be bad, to be not good if it's only episode 2 out of 100% Rotten Tomato,
Yeah, no,
show.
I'm excited. I think.
and all
I-
of the reviews are saying like, oh, it was a little bit shaky in the start, but then it got really good towards the end.
Yeah, I'm excited. But
Okay, but I
let's read
thought
the
So
Batman
the
actual-
name
like 1
of
was
this-
the worst. 2 is the
The
worst.
name of this episode
Yeah, 2 was
is
not that
in
good.
about 6 hours, I lose my virginity to a fish. When I saw
What?
that name this morning, last night when I was gonna watch it, I had to take a double take. I was like, "Oh, that sounds like a."
Okay,
that sounds like
no. The
The
thing is,
Boys episode.
when I saw the title, I only saw in about 6 hours I lose my virginity. So I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like him trying to like run away from like he's like busy doing stuff, and his girlfriend is like wanting to have sex with him.
Fuck you, Mark.
Yeah. So
I
like
would-
I was like, that's gonna be the plot. And then I looked at it like when I paused, I'm like, wait, to a fish? What?
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah.
do you think Mark? Guys, honest, do you guys think Mark is a virgin or he's had sex with Amber?
No, it's he in like the first fucking night she came over. Remember they were making out on the bed?
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember a lot of season 1.
I mean, Adam
I don't
Eve is
know.
pretty
Everybody kind of
sick.
hates Amber. I really hate that they're still
I
using
think
her.
they
I hope they
changed her a lot. She is like.
I hope
way
they make
less
her like an
bitchy.
Yeah,
actual
actually,
good character.
Because the thing is, in the comics, they kind of get rid of Amber kind of like soon after this point, but I think they might change it to have her around a bit more.
Yeah,
in the
but
show.
how is she gonna be there after 500 years?
Because I'd still have you, Nicola. For 500 years, I'd still have you.
No, because the best part of is the ending of the comics where he's looking over his
Okay,
own.
wait,
Like,
you're really gonna spoil the ending of the comics right fucking now?
yes,
Right fucking
I am
now.
going to spoil
Don't
it right
fucking-
now.
okay, Beck,
I'm going to spoil it right now. It's when he's sitting on the planet and he's with Adam Eve and he's with his
No.
kids and he says
No,
and he
Aiden,
says
shut your ears.
and he laughs to himself because Adam Eve is like, oh, why did you say that? Like, why are you
Nah,
laughing? And he was like, oh, because I just remember my dad asking me a question. He asked me,
Shut
what
the
would I
fuck-
have
don't-
after 500
Wow,
years?
he's still going.
Hi, can I
Okay,
come
well,
Are
in?
we
he
back?
knows
Are
the
we
ending
back?
of the
Yap, yap, yap,
We're
yap,
back.
yap, yap, yap,
Okay.
yap,
Nicola
yap,
just
yap.
spoiled the ending of the comics, but anyway, let's talk about the actual fucking episode. Beck, someone
Okay, here you
describe it.
go. So he begins with his graduation, and he is not there because he's doing superhero
He's
business.
fighting Dr. Seismic.
Yep. He then goes to Dr. Seismic, and they're fighting, and he again still has an issue with monuments for some reason. Then he arrives. He gets his diploma. They're enjoying some fucking apple cider and shit and beer and shit over at Eve's place in the trees. And then he has to go off and help Cecil. They're talking about their summer. He's like, I'm still going to be helping Cecil. We then go to the astronaut, which turns out to be the Martian guy that came from that one episode from season 1.
Yeah.
Then Adam Eve is over in Chicago helping out. And then the people are like, how do I know that's up to code? And then the people are like, I live there. I don't give a shit. I want to live. That's like, it's better than ever. And she made a park and it's amazing. Then Debbie is like, we shouldn't do shit. And then whatever, the fucking Rexplode sees Kate, and then Kate's fucking fucking not invincible, immortal.
Fucking
Yeah.
immortal.
And
That was
then
hot.
yeah, and then
the
the Martian Man
bird.
guy is still the Martian Man guy sees what like the old Martian Man guy was doing. And then he's also needs to pay rent apparently. Then
I do
Mark
that.
goes to this like Night City place, and then he gets with Nightwing's like son,
Yeah.
or like whatever, like basically
Yeah,
like
you get like a
basically
Gotham parody.
yeah, basically what would be like him, and then he gets stuck in the Shadow Realm, and then basically he grabs the Nighthawk and he's like, take me back or I will show you how similar to my father I am. So then he does that. Then he fucking knocks him out, and he's like, Cecil,
So
go
he's
collect
like
this shit.
putting in more and more of like the evil side.
Yeah. Then Eve visits her family, and of course, her dad is very much believes in his pride.
Anti-superhero.
It's very much similar to what is this?
This is
This
like
is the
the
behind the
leak.
scene of Wile E. Coyote
Oh.
movie.
I
I
see.
mean, it looks okay.
No, I feel like he has a very similar mindset to
Who?
season 1 Breaking Bad, Walter White, where
What?
he believes he has to make the money his own way. He's very stubborn. He
I mean,
doesn't want
yeah.
He doesn't want handouts from anybody.
That
He
is
wants to
true.
do it
I mean, it's
himself.
like I feel like in a world where there's like superheroes and normal guys, you kind of pride yourself on like, I'm doing this my way. I don't need some superheroes,
And I
'Cause, you
did
know,
it my
like, superheroes,
way.
for whatever worth they
And
bring
what
to
is a
society,
man?
they also
what has he got?
they also
If
bring
not
their
himself. He's about to
they
mute
also
me.
bring their own kind of like baggage with it.
Yap.
They also bring their own
Yap,
baggage
yap.
I
They
even
also
forget
bring
what
their-
scene we're on.
So the dad, when she's getting really pissed at her, like the dad's getting really pissed at her for like making the apple into gold or something.
Yeah.
So I feel like in a world where like there's superheroes, like all this baggage that they bring, you are kind of pissed at them, and so you kind of bring this out on your daughter. But she's not. It's not really her fault.
But
Kind of
she
his
is
own
like doing the stuff in like the city, when she's like not applying the correct building codes and almost killing people.
Yeah.
So it's like she's trying to help, but she's doing it like the completely wrong way.
You guys did that wrong. You guys have the order. You have the order wrong. First, she makes the apple. Then we go back to Mark, and Mark is talking to Amber, and Amber's like, "Oh, let's go get some lunch." And he goes over to Las Vegas, but then he still has to answer to Cecil. Cecil then sends him into what does he do? Oh yeah, right, to deal with Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
Because
So explain the deal with Atlantis.
Basically, Atlantis is like his dad killed the emperor guy in episode 1, the king, and then they're like, and then Cecil's like, yeah, you gotta marry the empress now.
And he's like, what?
No questions. Save it for the end of the class.
This isn't a question. It's a statement about Loki.
Okay, sure.
I'm reading this thing. A top deal maker told Variety that Marvel is fucked with the whole Kang angle after seeing the Loki season 2 finale.
Wow.
So I just wanted to point that out. I don't really know
what does that mean. Yeah.
I don't really know.
What does that mean?
Okay. So after she's at Atlantis, we go see the Lizard League is now back, and she has to, and they have to fight with the Guardians of the Globe. And then they're like, if the Guardians of the Globe can't deal with the fucking Lizard League, what the fuck can they do?
Yeah.
Then they find fucking Shapesmith, which is the Martian guy again, but now he's a human again, and he's pretending to be that.
A shapeshifter.
And he sees them. Yeah. And he sees them. Oh, and then Debbie also says hi, and then he sees Donald, and she's like, "What the fuck? Donald's supposed to be dead." And Cecil's like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't worry about it." And Donald's like, "Why was she kind of freaking?" He's like, no, I don't know. She's just crazy."
Yeah.
Then we go back to Mark. Mark's underwater, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I have to marry you, but I kind of don't want to do that because I have a girlfriend." And then she's like, "Why the fuck would you have to marry me? We got rid of that practice like 300 years ago."
And then she says, "Actually, trial by combat."
Yeah, you just need to fight You just need to fight the beast.
Yeah.
The beast, the bad wolf.
But it was really bad planning on the queen's part, since so Mark does the thing with the trial by combat with the beast, but then the beast almost kills the queen.
It just escapes and starts killing people, but then he's like, I gotta go back, and then he almost gets killed. And then he goes back.
That is a very heroic moment of him.
Yeah.
And he also defies Cecil's orders, so.
Yeah.
And then Cecil's all like,
Yep. And then Eve returns. She sees that they did not sell the golden apple. They threw out all of the food she made and stuff like that. And then her father's like, "No, why do we need anything from you? You just think about what happened in Chicago. There's a reason it wasn't built there. It's because it's unstable." And then it shows, and then everything was destroyed. And she's like, "I gotta go fix this."
It's really sad.
And then we go back to Debbie, and Debbie's having a side plot, which I've been kind of ignoring this entire episode, where she's kind of going crazy because shit is just not working, and she's kind of depressed, and then she kind of just breaks down at the end of this episode. Mark finds her, and they hug, and then Shapesmith is back, and he's basically like, "Oh wow, this is a nice place you guys got, Guardians. It would be nice if I could be here." And they're like, "Yeah, maybe later." And then the fucking King Lizard's back, and he's like, "You guys are coming back." And then we get the post-credit scene where Armstrong Leavely has found a Mark that's been captured in a different universe, and he was just questioning him on how he was captured. And then once he finds out how Mark was captured, he then leaves because he's going to use that.
It's called something like a quantum bomb, right?
Yeah.
No, it's and then also they got him while he was sleeping and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think this was kind of
I guess he truly was invincible.
But I feel like it's kind of interesting, and also a part that's really interesting. You know how each episode starts with the guy saying invincible, and it's the title card, but now from the blood, it's now breaking into the blue
and black, which is his new suit.
His new suit that he's gonna get later, and it's exciting, but I feel like this episode was kind of mid, but it was enjoyable seeing in some aspects. I enjoyed the stuff with Eve and her dad, because it's really sad seeing the Eve plotline after watching the Adam Eve special, and how when he found her, it's really sad to see what the relationship has kind of deteriorated into. But there's I feel like kind of the Cecil thing with the fish, I feel like that was just more kind of plot building between Cecil and Marks as the mission, kind of like what the relationship is going to be
Okay,
like.
yeah. There was also one scene in like a montage at the end. It was like, I think it was on Mars. There was like some alien guy on a human and he was killing all the Martians.
Oh, yeah, and he was like commanding some spaceship and stuff. I saw that. I
Yeah,
forgot
What
what that was.
is that? Because I completely forgot what that
Remember
was.
from episode 1, those were the Sequids, and they were like, and that's the reason why the Martians didn't want any humans, because against the Martians, they're harmless because the Martians can shapeshift their heads that they don't get attacked. The people, however, they can't do that, so they get mind controlled, and then as the hive mind, they become more powerful with humans. And therefore, they were able to wipe out basically all of the Martians except for that one guy that one Martian that's able to escape.
Oh,
Yeah.
And basically took the place of that one that was attacked by the Sequid. And that's kind of what they're discussing in the beginning of the episode, because they can see that the Sequids have kind of been wrecking havoc, and they're like, we should nuke them.
Mhm.
And they're
Yeah.
like, why would we go with war to another planet?
Yeah.
And then, so then those Sequids are like trying to expand because they're trying to take over everything, basically.
Mm.
Yeah, it almost felt to me like these first 2 episodes. There's also Mark's graduation, but these first 2 episodes was kind of like we're seeing the kind of like the aftermath of like the Omni-Man stuff. And I feel like these first 2 episodes are really bringing us up, and I think maybe 3 and 4 are going to be maybe more intense. I've heard, but I'm going to say these first 2 episodes are just kind of bringing up. I think Debbie's definitely going through a depression right now.
Yeah,
Since-
comic accurate.
And I'm feeling like we're getting a return to form, and it's exciting, but I feel like you're right, Beck, it is a bit slow and a bit mid, but I feel like it will ramp up as the season goes. And the way it goes in the comics, I'm really excited for it to see that comic accuracy in like the rest of the season, or maybe even season 3 and season 4, stuff like that, when it gets to the really exciting stuff. But I'm going to say right now, I feel like they're just kind of trying to bring us back slowly into this world, I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say there is not much to say about this episode, where it was okay, but I don't think it was like, I think it was more like a necessary, there's always these episodes and shows that nothing happens, but it's kind of like necessary for the growth of the show. It's kind of like more like, I guess, like more basic episodes, but they're important for like, I guess, future growth, I would say.
Yeah.
And like, I'm assuming the Martian character shape-shifting, he's probably going to have some role in the.
They're introducing him, so he was definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how this kind of plays out. And I think it's going to be more things to talk about when we're going to get to those more exciting episodes. I feel like it's going to be a lot more to talk about when we get to the Omni-Man stuff, because that's what I really feel is kind of like the dynamic of Invincible, the Omni-Man Invincible stuff. I think like that's what really, I think, brings everybody in, and that's why I feel like Omni-Man is probably the best character on the show for that reason.
I don't think we're gonna see him until maybe second half of season 2.
I don't know. I feel like he's either episode 4 or something.
Yeah, I think end of episode 4 we see him, and then it sets up a cliffhanger for the next.
Yeah, I think he might come back in the beginning. Episode 4 is his episode, but I don't know.
Like what he's been doing this entire time.
He might be fucking some bugs.
But is there anything left you want to say on Invincible?
No, I think that's all.
Let's talk about Inside Out 2.
Oh my god, let's talk about this.
The bugs are back. The toys are back in town.
It became like the was like the highest,
the most viewed teaser in Disney history.
Yeah. Which is I think it was like in any animated film ever.
Really? I thought it was just Disney.
I don't know. Some big amount. It was like 154 million in 2 days.
It's at 175 million now.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what's actually Beck's is? Beck has kind of different senses than your usual kind of person. He has. Does Jake turn into a house? That's a full emotion by itself. Wow. He has an emotion just called Owl House.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also just racist.
Racist Beck, obviously. That one's kind of
Homophobic Beck, sexist Beck.
This is
I think these are all-
They're all
This
one.
is all. I think that's all Lek Byans. I think that's all him.
Oh, Lek Bynes is definitely in your head. He's like he kind of like fucks around with all the panels. He's like he brings gasoline to your brain sometimes.
He's
and
the
he's all
split
like,
face.
"Fuck
He's
yeah!" and he runs across.
He's like the split face. He has that shattered
Well,
personality.
there's the emotion that's stuck in a time loop.
Yeah.
You can't forget about him.
There's editing. There's just one
There's
guy called
fix it in
editing. And,
post.
His name is Mr. Moger.
yeah, and he's actually Beck. He's kind of like a really scared emotion. He huddles in the corner every day and cries. I have to edit this.
That sounds about right.
Wait, did I show you
And-
guys the GIF I made? Wait, let me find it.
Yes, you have showed us the
Yeah.
GIF you made.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had to write a script for something for my for my film class. I need to
Yeah.
make a video on like how something in a film contributes to whatever. So I'm doing it about how like the use of diegetic sound like changes your expectations for the scene
Yeah.
in Roger Rabbit, which I will still talk about later in the podcast. We'll come
Yeah.
back to that. But I want in the script, it's like a 2-panel script. So there's one side that's like the words, and one side that's the visual.
Yeah.
When I have the part that's like has the title or whatever, I just wrote Becca Lyons intro.
I will make one.
He outsources
Because I know you'll make one. That's why I put it in there.
Yeah.
I know if I ask you nicely, then you'll be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But in reality, we have a new emotion. It's called
4 new
anxiety.
emotions.
Yeah, we
Four
have
new- I
4.
haven't seen. I don't saw anxiety.
Oh wait, I'll pull up the
I-
images.
So
I-
there's a Nui, which is like boredom. There's jealousy. There's
Isn't it envy?
And yeah, it's envy and not jealousy. Envy, anxiety, depression. Or it's not depression.
My
What
thing
it?
is,
What is the
Annoying.
first one?
Okay.
We've seen.
Anxiety,
Yeah.
Inu,
Yeah,
embarrassment,
that's like boredom.
and
Embarrassment. Yeah.
They forgot horny.
That's
no.
disgust.
They forgot poo. They forgot the poo emotion.
Poop. People
I-
order
Ooh.
Krabby Patties.
My thing is,
People
isn't this
order
kind of
our patties.
Isn't
Our
this kind
patties,
of a
that's
plot
what it
hole
is.
because we've seen the parents' emotions in like a short, and
Yeah,
they
but
don't
they're
have
adults.
just
And then credits.
Do you lose
Hurry, do not
anxiety when you
answer.
grow up?
No, it's because she's like 13 in the movie, and
like
and
when
she's
you're
going
going
through
through
that's why.
puberty, it's you have different emotions than when
Yeah,
you're
I say you
an
still have
adult.
anxiety
I
as
think-
an adult.
No,
It's a plot hole.
I think they kill them after
They killed them.
I think they kill the emotions.
That's the ending of the movie, yeah.
after
Yeah.
you're done being anxiety. Then I think they kill them.
Yeah. I mean,
Or maybe they're always in the background just hanging out.
this is like
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, the only
Like, you know,
Pixar
that's
movie
like
I've been
there's a
excited
fucking
about for
city
so
in your
long.
head.
Mhm.
Like I love
I hope
the
it's
first
shit
movie.
just for you.
I love
I
the
should
first movie.
rewatch
It's
the
like
first
I think it's one of my top 5 Pixar movies, definitely.
Yeah.
What about
Um,
Turning
I
Red?
think it
Wasn't
might
that
be
such
my
a great movie?
But I
it might-
watched Turning Red. It's not that bad.
It ain't that
it's
bad.
good.
It's just
No,
not that good.
I liked it. I like the characters. They're good.
I haven't seen
It wasn't
Turning Red.
bad. It just
I would
wasn't
say
great.
I really like the first Inside Out. You know what? I might watch it right after the pod.
Literally,
I
me
might
Inside Out.
too.
I was
It's
really
group
tempted
watch
to watch
party.
it.
Group watch party. I'll drive over to your house.
No.
I'll go over to Aiden's house.
Guys, I will
Let's do it.
get. No, we can't come to my house, but I will buy the Disney Plus account tonight if we all agree to watch Roger Rabbit.
Is it
What is
on
Roger-
Disney?
Is it
Plus?
on it?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, we can do a watch party tonight.
for Roger Rabbit, I'll do it. Even though
Genuinely,
I
and we just do the
monthly.
monthly thing. Let's see, how much is the monthly
Yeah,
plan?
we just literally just do a month.
It's like
I'd
what?
probably
Anyway.
do with ads if I were to do it.
I actually don't want
No.
ads.
No, I'm chill with Disney ads.
I'm not good with
because
ads.
they just chill
Okay.
for themselves.
I
But anyway,
don't.
Let's talk about back.
It would be
to,
14 divided by 3.
Mm,
So it would be about $4.66 for all of us
okay.
a month. So like $5 a month, basically.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but let's continue talking about Inside Out 2. So, what are you
Yeah.
guys' thoughts? Exciting for
So it's
Inside Out 2.
definitely puberty. We know that
Yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah, but
4
there's
new
no
emotions.
Yeah, that's what the red buzzer was. It's the puberty
Yeah,
button,
yeah,
and
that's-
then it just happens.
I think it will be
Yeah.
cool to see like the
because
new-
that's what happens in the end credit scene for the first
Yeah,
movie,
and it takes
remember?
place literally like right after that.
Yeah, they press the red button and
yeah,
then
it's
puberty
like
happens.
she's 13 now.
Yeah, and so she's gonna get. I
Well,
wonder what
my
the plot of the movie is
question
actually gonna be.
is-
You know what
Yeah.
was the original plot for Inside Out? She was gonna get sucked inside her own head and like go on adventures and join Sadness or something. That
Oh, really?
was what I think
I like
originally.
the premise now better, just moving and the complicated
Yeah,
emotions.
but here's my question. That's like forgetting the most important emotion of being a
Oh.
teenager.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, you can't be. You're
God.
not
Shut the
wrong.
fuck up.
I am not wrong. I am not wrong, am I? I am not
Fine.
wrong.
Okay, next thing. I also
But,
want to talk
yeah.
about a trailer that came out that you guys probably don't
Uh-huh.
give a shit about. Avatar
Avatar.
live action first official
Uh-huh.
trailer.
How did it look?
I have like 8 different bullet points I want to talk about.
Okay, Beck,
Oh.
talk about it.
We open on the trailer of Sozin's Comet. Aiden, you don't know what Sozin's Comet is, do you?
I watched 3 episodes.
Okay, you don't. Okay.
Oh
do you-
yeah, Beck. Did
I
Aiden ever
forgot,
finish
yeah,
fucking
why?
No, he
watching
did
it?
not hold up his end of the deal.
This
You
show
haven't
is
finished
peak
Adventure
though.
Time. It's
You
fine.
always said, I said if I started watching it, you'd start watching it, and you. Yeah.
And I did start watching it, and I'll finish it before you finish Adventure Time.
Even I haven't kept watching Adventure Time though. That is true.
Okay, but we
Which is
open with
odd.
Sozin's Comet and the raid on the air temples, which is
Oh, I know what
something
that is.
I don't think you necessarily need to show. I think keeping it as more of this like unknown slaughter is like way more vivid in your mind than like just actually seeing it. But there's that. You have.
Is this gonna be a show or just a movie?
It's gonna be a show.
Okay.
And they have said it's gonna be less episodic than the original. So it's gonna be more insanely plot focused rather than have spin-off or one-off adventures in each of them, which I think
feel like- is
could
that-
work.
Is that how One Piece worked? I think
I don't
know.
fucking know. It's
I'm
One
not
Piece.
sure about One Piece, but
None
they
of us have
are.
watched One Piece.
I did watch a video about it, and like for One Piece, they kind of changed the plot around a bit to adjust for the live action because they had the original creators working on it. But for Avatar live action, they originally had the original creators of the show working on it, but they left because of creative differences, which is like
That's
not
not
good.
good.
So that was a bit concerning. I will say some of the shots when they have just like no human characters and it's all basically CGI, those shots look insanely good. But is anytime you like have a character on screen in front of a CGI background where it doesn't look good?
How is our lead? What is his name? Ong? Is that his name?
Okay, yeah, Aang. They
Aang.
call him Ong
I
in
love-
the they call him
my
Ong in the
favorite
M. Night
character,
Shyamalan
Ong.
movie. No, Aang.
Ong. I
Aang-
love Ong. Ong, my favorite character.
Aang.
Ong.
Okay, so Aang, the problem with this is when you have like a 12-year-old kid in like
Ong?
in animation, they look a lot older than if like you have a 12-year-old kid in live action. So he looks way younger than like what you expect him to look like. So it's a bit weird. Like it kind of feels like he shouldn't be able to do all this stuff. Which it kind of illustrates the theme of the show, where it's like this kid's having to take on all these
But does he look
responsibilities.
accurate?
Yeah, I mean they got the air tattoos working good. Like all the costume design very faithful and all that. I just don't think some of the stuff it just doesn't translate well into live action. So
Yeah,
it's
my
hard.
thing is like, what's the point of this Avatar live action? Is it going to add anything?
Yeah, no,
I
it
think?
doesn't
Or-
add anything. That's the point. Is this retelling the same story, but this time in live action because Netflix wants more money?
Because I can see something like One Piece, because there's a lot of One Piece, and maybe you can do this like concise thing. I can see that because it's so massive. But something like Avatar: Last Airbender, which is not it's not as long as something like One
Yeah.
Piece.
And then also
don't
like
see it.
sometimes for like the CGI, they kind of make the characters.
Why is he white?
She does not look like Sokka.
Why is she white?
They don't look like
They're
Katara
not.
and Sokka.
They're not white though. What's going on? That's not what they look like.
Yeah.
That's
But like, if you look at Appa, which is like a flying bison, the hair is just so hairy, and I'm like, it's so distracting, kind of. So, like, I saw this trailer, and I'm like, this doesn't look good. Like,
It just but you're
I
still
mean,
gonna
like the
watch it.
visuals, you could say they're decent, but I'm like, it just like look like a weird twist on something that I actually did like.
So you don't think that there's any like improvement to be made?
I don't see how they would necessarily improve it. I do think maybe not doing more episodic stuff, like keeping a main storyline, might be better for the pacing, because I like the main story. Some of the episodic episodes weren't the best, but yeah, I think
No,
there's no.
I think it was really good as an episodic show because like every single episode was kind of building towards it, but at the same time it wasn't. It was like its own thing.
Yeah,
But at the end, like by the time you reach Sozin's Comet, you kind of feel the same way as the characters. Like you really like you've spent time preparing, but like there's really nothing else you can do now other than just do it.
You don't want this to be like a 6-episode season, each an hour long. You want it to feel like it's like building up to stuff.
It's gonna be an hour long.
Me when Stranger Things.
It's like one
me
thing.
when Stranger Things takes 10 years to make 35 episodes. What's going on with that?
Okay, but like, yeah, the thing that's good about Avatar is you spend all this time touring the world, so you actually care about individual parts of it. So when you get to like these like big climactic moments, they matter a lot more. And then you also like hear rumors about Ba Sing Se, and then when you finally get to Ba Sing Se, it's impressive.
Me when Beck says, I haven't seen Antarctica, so I don't care if it blows up.
No way.
Okay,
But,
so that's
no,
all I had to
I mean-
say.
No, Beck, I really cannot wait for the live action BoJack Horseman. That's gonna be so
They're
lit.
making a live
They are
action
not
BoJack
making
Horseman.
a live action BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, what the fuck is this man on?
No, I can't wait for all these good live actions that they're gonna make. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Rick and Morty. Let's talk
no,
about Rick and Morty.
no. Let's talk about two
What the
other
fuck is
topics
Rick and Morty?
that got
God.
announcements and stuff. Live action Zelda officially announced.
Oh yeah, that was announced.
So
It's made by Sony for some reason.
I also don't think Zelda would
You know
work
what's really funny?
good as a
Something I
live
saw today.
action, but
I opened TikTok, and you know the first thing I saw. I don't even remember what the context was, but the official PS like PlayStation account posted a video of Kratos in the house from God of War 2, like
Yeah.
the God of War Ragnarok, like the tree house, just busting it down, just dancing.
Why not?
Oh, why not?
I have no clue what the context was. I think it was like anniversary of the game being released or
oh
something.
yeah, probably.
Well,
Yeah, probably.
What Kratos be?
What does that have to do with Zelda?
I
said
saw
Sony.
because you said Sony, and that just came to
Oh.
mind.
Video games, Beck.
Okay. But yeah, Zelda, it mostly depends on like which like game they're
Tom
gonna try to
Holland and
adapt.
Okay. There are 4 ways they could go with this.
I see only
First,
three.
first way, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, the classic.
Second way, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Third way, their own thing.
Yeah.
That's probably
Fourth
right.
way,
I'm gonna do my own thing.
a mix of everything.
They're
They
gonna go with
can't
their
do a
own
mix
thing.
of everything.
A mix of everything.
They're gonna Aiden. They're gonna do their own thing. It's gonna be shit.
Yeah. Or they
Nah,
do like
I'm gonna
Wind
do my
Waker.
own
So
thing.
it's gonna be live
I
action,
would
or is it gonna
love
be
like
like
a Wind Waker anime. Like that'd look cool.
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
I'm
this
gonna do
should
my
be
own thing.
animated. It should
Yeah.
be an animated TV show.
so
Yeah.
it's gonna be live action.
Yeah, they
I
confirmed
wonder who
that.
they're gonna
Direct-
get.
it's
I wonder who
direct-
they're gonna get cast for. Like, I wonder if there's
knows?
gonna be a new
Bro, they
actor.
gotta get like.
The director's the
Holland.
guy that made the Maze Runner movies.
But yeah, they got
haven't-
like the writer who's worked on a ton of Spider-Man stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
Tom
Have you
Holland's
guys-
gonna be Link.
Well, people
I
have
can't
been
wait.
theorizing that it could happen. It could
They've
happen.
been theorizing it forever.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
before it was
Because
even
it's
officially announced.
Because it's Sony, and Sony really likes Tom Holland.
Yeah, he was in Uncharted.
He was.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I feel like
love
what I
him?
mean, like, what's the point of that? I feel like that's the only that like we don't really need that adaptation. I think, do we? I feel like
I
we
don't
were
think we
in
do.
animated,
Animated would be better.
yeah.
Yep.
But anything specific to say about it though?
No, it's just
No.
announced. And
So we
I
have
don't
literally
think-
no details. It was just
Yeah.
one tweet. There is one other announcement I'd like to talk about.
Yep.
Arcane Season 2
I
finally
saw
has a
that,
release
yeah.
date.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
Arcane is like in my like top 5 TV shows, so I'm so excited for Season 2.
Top 5 TV shows, really? I haven't seen it.
Is it because you play League of Legends?
I
Beck?
don't fucking play League of Legends. It's just
He's
a beautifully
racist
animated
and
TV show
homophobic.
that tells a great
Because
story.
he plays League. That's
Does
why
it
he's
improve
racist and
I
homophobic.
know, this kind of thing. Does this improve? Does it improve upon the League of Legends material?
Can I
Yeah,
explain
Beck
to
would
you?
know.
There is
That's why
no
he's racist.
League of Legends material like in the game. There's so much lore in like books and websites and characters. There's so much stuff in that. In the game, there's no lore, so no one know like 1% of people know the lore. So, and then also
What's
this
the-
kind of like spat all over the lore, and so they changed the lore around the show.
Of course.
What's the
Um,
show about exactly?
So the show is about these two sisters and kind of these two sides of a city. You have the upground of Piltover and you have the underground of Zon, and then
I
kind of
tried
fighting each
watching
other.
Arcane.
And kind of it's both sisters are from the Undercity side, but around a third of the way through they're separated. And the main thing is them trying to come together and like make peace and trying to stop a war between the two sides. But yeah, it's mostly just about the drama of the sister trying to save the other sister who's like kind of broken after like losing her sister kind of. It's hard to explain. I just really recommend you watch it. It's 9 episodes only and they're all amazing. Okay, let me just my final thoughts about Arcane. We got 1 year to go. I'm really excited. I went into the first one knowing nothing, so I'm going to try to go into season 2 also knowing nothing, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it because I've heard from other people. It's pretty. It's like it's like probably one of the best video game adaptations ever.
Well, the thing,
And,
whatever you consider an adaptation, like it like doesn't keep the plot of like any of the game. It just like takes the characters and puts it in its own unique thing.
Maybe it's convincing me to think maybe Zelda will be good. You know, it doesn't take it.
Well,
It will not. It'll be mediocre at best.
Yeah, probably. But let's talk about Rick and Morty.
Rick
Aiden,
and Morty.
I
yeah.
fucking love this episode.
It was
I
about-
thought-
Did you see? Uri, did you see my message after I watched it?
No, if to me.
No, I just sent it in the channel because after I watched it. Let me see if I
No.
can find it.
I really like
I
this
said,
episode.
how does Rick and Morty fucking do it? And I was like, because that episode,
That's fucking peak.
they're like, hey, we're Rick and Morty. I turned myself into a pickle, and then they're like,
pickle?
okay, so this episode is about. So they have spaghetti like
It's
once
spaghetti
a week for
night,
dinner.
Beck. It's spaghetti night.
And then Morty finds out that the spaghetti is actually comes from a dead body, and it comes from a planet where if someone kills themselves, they become spaghetti. So then they have like a moral dilemma with that.
They couldn't
And the
be
rest of the-
fucking normal spaghetti.
No, and
No.
the rest of the planet doesn't know about it. And the rest of the episode is like okay, Morty's like figuring out a way to they like eventually like start having people kill themselves to make the spaghetti for them, and then
Yeah,
they start like
because-
monetizing the dead people's spaghetti.
It's
And-
another one of those situations where Morty, in trying to fix something, he kind of ruins a society. You know, like the snakes.
like the snakes. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Morty's
I
done
like
this
that
so
one
many
mini
fucking times.
world also, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
way this is a thing where Morty takes a gray thing and makes it black and white. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at one point, Morty's like, okay, we got to stop this. And Rick is like, okay, I have an idea. And then they do it one more time. But they broadcast this guy's whole life to everyone. And then no one's getting him more. But this like 3-minute section of the episode is like this is peak Rick and Morty. This is why it's good.
Yeah.
Uri, I don't know if you noticed this, but the guy that they're eating out of and the one that Morty goes to the funeral of, that's the guy who
was in
gets
the
divorced.
thing.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like this episode really highlight because like the first 3 episodes, like they were good. The Unity episode was pretty good, but it's kind of like tricky footing. This episode kind of highlighted what a Rick and Morty can be. This was top tier. It's like it had Morty
is
and
Rick and Morty.
It had Morty.
It was the episode. It was the real first Morty episode.
Yeah.
And I think having it be like a typical Morty thing, but also having that emotional aspect to it really made it good.
Because like it's a very it's like such a fucking interesting concept. Like it's a food thing, but it's like it comes from like dead people make spaghetti and like they don't know that spaghetti is like edible food, and then it becomes like they can create an industry around the spaghetti on this new planet, and it's like a very fucking interesting concept. It brings the sci-fi element. I think this is what peak Rick and Morty can be. This is what a Rick and Morty season can do in 2023 now. It's a very fucking interesting concept, and I loved it.
I'll say that Rick's voice wasn't doing it for me in this episode.
No,
I think he sounded a bit off in this episode. Morty sounded okay. Morty sounded good. But Rick, especially in the beginning, he was like, "Who wants Rick's famous spaghetti?"
Yeah,
it was like that. It was weird.
Yeah, but I felt like I didn't notice it that much. You know, I noticed it to a degree, but I think this episode's so good. I think this was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's making me more excited for like the rest of the season, you know?
Yeah.
But because like I don't know how much more I can praise it, but I just thought it was like a really neat concept at this new juncture. And I feel like maybe it might lead. I think maybe the situation we're gonna get a few more peak episodes. There probably might be a few more mid episodes.
Of course.
But I feel like it's all going to lead up to like some sort of like big finale with Prime Rick or something.
I do think that season 7 is going to be their comeback season, and then season 8, once they actually get the voice actor, like once they actually finally have their hold on the characters that they're supposed to be playing, once they can finally ad lib and go off of each other with like little quirky lines and stuff. I think once that happens, I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, how long do you guys think this is gonna go on for?
I think this might
100 years. 100 years, Rick and Morty.
I feel like this thing in season 8, as you said, is when they're going to find their footing. I think it's going to take us all the way until the end of the show, which I think is going to probably after 10 seasons. And I feel like Dan Harmon's probably going to.
Yeah.
I feel like Dan Harmon's probably getting tired of doing the show a bit. That's why he's kind of putting on like other showrunners to do the main thing. Mm-hmm. But because he has his own show now. More with Krapopolis on Fox. I haven't seen it. I've been meaning to check it out. It looks okay, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he is probably getting a bit tired of it. That's why he's moving on. And I feel like that's fine because the writers who write Rick and Morty right now, they were fans of Rick and Morty in the first 2 seasons. And so I'm excited. I feel like they're probably going to lead up to something big at the end of this season. Season 8 might be like they're really like they found footing, and I think that might stretch us until the end of season 10.
Yeah.
And I could see, I don't know, season 10 by the end of this, I don't know, maybe 2027? Something like that. I don't know. That sounds like that's when it might come out or something.
Yeah.
But that's and I don't really know how it can go further than that. Season 10, but yeah.
All right. Anyone else watch anything?
I watched Roger Rabbit.
All right.
Talk about
that. Yeah.
So I previously on episode 50 said that Roger Rabbit is in my top 3 favorite films. And rewatching the movie. It's been a little bit, I guess like 2 or 3 years since I last watched the movie, but rewatching it again, holy crap! The movie's so good.
Ooh.
It's like actually good.
What is the plot of Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I think he's framed for murder or something.
Yep, he is framed for murder of a guy
Ooh.
because his girlfriend played patty cake with him, and so
What?
so
Is
he's
that
framed
like
for
innuendo?
murder, and no, it's not an innuendo. They
Hey, fuck, Beck.
well, that's the joke in the movie.
Yeah,
Is
that's
But
what
but
the innuendo is, right?
yeah, but they do play patty cake. That's what happened.
went
Okay.
to Beck's whole house and
So true.
I eated
Bro,
all over the
shut
place.
But,
Bro, Uri
edited
has
Beck's.
one joke. He has
the
one
movie-
joke.
I
The movie-
edited
oh my-
Beck in post.
The movie is about this guy Eddie Valiant, and his brother died to a tune, and he's like now roped into solving this case, and he's just aided by Roger, who was the guy that was framed. And it is like a film noir comedy parody movie where cartoon characters are in the real world with people. So it's a live action animated hybrid. It came out that in like the late 40s.
Was this the first of its kind?
It's a lot of firsts for things. It's like the only time that Mickey and Bugs and Daffy and Donald are like in the same movie together. Like there's a lot of Warner Brothers and Disney crossover in this movie, which is
it
really
a
impressive.
Disney movie?
It's a Disney movie, yeah, but there's a surprising amount of Warner Brothers characters that get spotlighted. Like Roger, Daffy, there are not Roger. I mean Bugs, Daffy. There's parts with Tweety Bird. There's parts with Yosemite Sam. Because at the point, the point that the movie is set at, there's actually not very many Disney characters they could have even pulled from. Because of it's set in the early 40s or late 40s, so they really only had like Snow White, Pinocchio, Dumbo, and Fantasia. Like those are the only movies that are really represented in the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's really funny. It's really adult for like a children's film. Like they swear in it a couple times. It's like multiple people
What
get
the
shot
fuck,
and
Goofy?
killed. Just
Dude,
Google
just kill
search
that man, Goofy. What the
just
fuck?
Google search Jessica Rabbit, and
Oh yeah, her.
and I don't know how the movie got away with that.
Wait,
All right,
You know-
I'm going to Google Jessica Rabbit.
you know what's really
How
funny?
old
Every
is she
fucking
again? I think 34.
God, every fucking guy from like every fucking actor from like the 80s are like, my first animated crush was Jessica Rabbit. She was
Yeah.
so fucking hot.
I mean, yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah, but I would like to watch this
How
movie
old is
tonight.
she?
Again. An adult.
Not for you,
Interesting.
Nicola, she's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
What?
And yeah,
That's a quote from the movie. That's like one of the like
and she's like
famous
the
quotes
girl,
from the movie.
and she's what? She's like
Oh,
the girlfriend
yeah.
of a mob guy or something. What is she the girlfriend of?
Of Roger.
The girl from Family
Roger?
Guy.
How
Yeah.
did this guy pull her?
That's the whole joke in the movie.
And they were playing patty cake?
Yeah, like there's a part where Betty Boop, she's in the movie. Like the main character Eddie Valiant is like, how did Roger get her? And he's like, yeah, what a lucky. Like there's just this thing.
What a lucky
where, like,
rabbit.
Roger Rabbit is like the epitome of man.
Yeah,
Like that's what we need to strive.
How does
Beck,
Roger
Beck,
Rabbit
you have an
look like?
opportunity then.
What? Shut the fuck
You-
up.
you can-
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but if you guys would like to
Oh,
watch
Roger
it,
Rabbit is just an actual rabbit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know that's also the bit. Is that Jessica
How the
Rabbit's
hell did
not-
he...
Yeah, even though I watched the movie on like Wednesday, I will gladly watch it again if you guys watch it with me tonight.
Tonight?
Bro,
I'll
it's
have to
like
see if I can actually
already
spend
10.
$5 on it.
But no. So, but is there
I
like,
don't know if I
despite
can
being
spend
like an animated
$5.
parody, is there like an actual like is the plot solid of framing him?
Yeah, definitely. There's like a missing will. There's like a who did it, because another guy dies later in the movie, and it's like, oh, who is it? And a lot of it is like, oh, Jessica Rabbit. That would kind of make sense, but
And so
I don't know.
what's-
There is
what's
a little
the-
bit of a mystery plot.
What's the rating on this movie? Is it 13 or MA?
It's probably just PG.
Yeah, but you can get away with a ton of stuff if it's animated.
Especially since was this released?
The 80s.
Exactly.
PG.
Yeah.
Back when America was great.
Yes. And guys, if you don't know this, Nick is actually a really big Reagan fan, and
No, bro.
I
talking
love
about-
Reagan.
If he's a big Reagan fan, I'm a big Nixon fan. You know?
Nah,
Yeah.
remember
love
that
those-
me and Beck are just the same person, but in
Yeah.
different. But he wears blue and I wear
You
actual
have
decent
noticed in
clothing.
color, bro. I literally on
Yeah,
Halloween
'cause
I
I just
passed
wear
by
actual good
Nicola,
color.
and he literally didn't even notice me. I'm like, bro,
'Cause-
I am dressed
No,
in
because I
all
didn't-
blue paint.
I didn't
How the
see you
fuck do you
until
not
you-
guess it's me?
I didn't see you until you started approaching me.
I was
You
approaching you from
started
like
approaching.
way farther away. You should have been able to see
Beck,
me.
are you a
Yeah,
sexual
once you started
predator? Did you
approaching me, I realized it was
approach
that.
Oh, well,
Nicola?
all right.
I know.
Alright.
He's homophobic, he's racist, he's a
Alright,
predator.
alright.
Jesus.
Yeah.
If this guy walks up to you, would you guess it was me?
No.
Yes, you would.
What
Yeah, but
other
once I
guy
saw
is
you-
all
Wait,
blue?
Beck,
As
why
soon as
were
I
you-
saw you walking up to us, I realized it was you.
Beck, why were you like that?
It was for
Halloween.
Halloween.
What? Are you a blue elf?
No,
I'm
you
a
fucking
not
Simpson.
wild.
Arcane.
He's the guy from Simpsons.
It's this
No.
guy.
That's green.
Oh, I thought you were the guy from
No, it's
Avatar.
blue.
It is blue.
I thought you were the guy from
No.
Avatar.
I got a ton of Avatar.
It's like
I
your
really
avatar,
thought you
dude,
were
right?
Avatar.
Anyway,
Yeah,
let's
I gave up at a point where just like I'm just gonna stop correcting them.
anyway, let's do a rec. Someone do a rec.
Can I do it?
Okay.
Oh, wait, no! Shut up! I still have one thing I gotta talk about.
I
We're
recommend
not
Roger
ending the episode.
Rabbit.
I have one thing to talk
And we're
about.
done. And
is
we're
it?
done. Let's
Do
turn it
not,
off.
hey, do not cut
Oh,
this.
wait, I do
Cut
also
this.
have. I
Cut it
also do
here,
have.
cut it
I also
here.
do have one more thing to talk about. I completely
Please, I
forgot.
want to go to. I want to stop.
Okay, I watched a really good Netflix show called Blue Eye Samurai. Now, I got this show popped up in my like news feed, calling it the next Arcane. And you know how much I love Arcane. I just talked about that, so I'm like,
Yeah.
it can't be as good as that. It was not, but it was still really good. It basically follows the story of this guy, and he is like the child of like a white guy and a Japanese girl, and this is
What?
like 1660 Japan, and they've like banned all foreigners. So they consider
No.
anyone that's like mixed race as like a demon. So it's about this guy, and he goes to like try and find. There were basically 4 white guys who were in Japan at the time he was born. So he's gonna try and kill all 4 of them, because they did that. So it's
did
basically
nothing.
a big revenge story, and in season 1 he goes after one guy, and I'm assuming throughout the next seasons he's gonna go after the other guys.
No, but unfortunately, it was just canceled because Ted Sarandos needed a new house. So
Okay, but like it's good. It has these amazing fight scenes.
no, it sounds actually pretty. It sounds
Yeah,
pretty
it's like
good.
it's beautifully animated. The one thing I found is like Netflix 3D animation can usually not look the best because they're not given a lot of budget, but they stylize
Is
it a
it-
ton in this show.
Oh,
Is it-
speaking of Netflix animations, they just laid off a third of their
That's fucking
animation
crazy.
makers.
But yeah, they got
Wait,
the
yeah,
they
fight
had to go
scenes
buy a
really
new
good.
house.
Beck, isn't it anime?
It's 3D animation, so it's more
okay.
Western. But yeah, basically classic samurai. It has a really good villain that's really intimidating. And at the end of the first episode, you have like the big twist reveal, which is that the guy is actually a girl, and they just did Mulan. So,
Wow.
What a twist!
um,
Gender fluid.
But yeah, no, I was
She's
like
made
literally
out of
watching the
gender
first
fluid.
episode, and I was so confused because I'm like, okay, this guy, he sounds like a girl. And then I checked the voice actor, and the voice actor is a girl. And then everyone's calling him a guy, and I'm like, okay, I can accept this. And at the end, oh no, it's a twist, it's a girl. So, yeah.
Wow.
It was me all along.
It was me, Barry.
So Beck, are you saying you're Beckalina?
What?
No way.
Huh?
Are you Becca? Is the twist
No,
that you're
he's just
female?
racist.
No.
He's just
Beckalina?
racist.
Is it not Beckalina?
He's just
No.
racist.
No, it would be Rebecca.
Racist, homophobic, sexist.
Anyway, guys,
He's not loyal to a flag or a country.
Before we're done, I want to announce my idea for episode 60 of the podcast special.
I
Sure,
still
sure,
think we
sure.
can get Nicola on board for this.
I don't think we can get Nickel on board. That's why I'm
What is
announcing
this?
it.
Let me see.
So we all make a film. We all make a short film.
I could not make a film. Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
so-
I'm not smart and I am not good enough to make a film. I cannot make a
Nicola,
film.
you could be the judge then.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. I could definitely judge films.
We could.
I'm
have
very
him
good
be
at
the-
judging films and acting in films. I am not good at coming up with ideas for film. I am not a creative
Uri,
person.
Would you be comfortable with making a film? Would you be able to do that?
I could maybe make a film, but maybe that would be like
Listen.
episode 70. you
Can
know?
I make a film?
'Cause I
No,
need, like,
but you know
time.
what
I
I
need-
do know how to do? I know how to solve for centripetal motion. So if you ever need help with that,
Because I need
Well-
like time to make my film, and I don't really have time right now. But
or
maybe
acting,
during
I
winter
can also
break,
act.
I can make it during winter break, and like that's when I can make it.
That's what I'm saying for episode 60. That's still a ways away.
Yeah, maybe. But always
I
use
can always
Celsius,
ask.
and
yeah.
thanks for.
Always
Guys,
use
watch
Celsius.
Garfield and Friends. Watch Garfield and Friends. That's the
No,
recommendation.
I have two
I've had it played
recommendations.
in my
Adios,
phone.
Celsius.
My first recommend.
Thanks for watching.
My first recommendation: Toy Story 3. The toys are back in town.
That's
My
not what it's called.
second recommendation:
Toy Story
Watch-
2.
watch the Marvels. It's the best movie made by Marvel since Marvel.
Oh my god.
Always use
Okay,
Celsius.
also-
Always use Celsius.
Also, you
And
always
always
use Celsius. This has
use
been the Fahrenheit
Celsius.
video show.
That's not true.
Goodbye.
We're stealing.
Okay.